The story begins with Kimberly, a contestant, heading to the forests of West Virginia to film a survival reality show. While driving, she's on the phone with her manager, who's giving her directions. She reaches a crossroads, and her bosses instruct her to take the route toward an old paper mill. She turns her car that way. As she drives down the path, her call drops. When she checks her phone, she realizes there's no signal. While looking at her phone, a man suddenly appears in front of her car, and she accidentally hits him. Shocked and upset, Kimberly gets out of the car to check on him. She prays for the man's life. He's still breathing, though barely. As she moves closer to help him, he suddenly grabs her. Then, horrifyingly, he bites off her lower lip and begins chewing it. Kimberly screams and writhes in pain, trying to escape. Just then, another mutant appears and grabs her. This one is known as Three Fingers. He forces Kimberly to stand upright, then gruesomely slices her body in half with an axe. The two mutants each walk away with a part of her body. The scene is extremely disturbing. Right after that, we are introduced to retired Colonel Dale Murphy, the host of the survival reality show set in the West Virginia forest. The show is called The Apocalypse. It features 6 contestants, including Kimberly, though she never makes it to the set, having been attacked by the mutants. A young man named Michelle is running the show and also serves as its director. Everyone else is ready for filming, but Kimberly is still missing. Michelle decides to move forward without her and asks the show's co-producer, Mara, to step in as the 6th contestant. She agrees. They install cameras all around the forest to monitor all the contestants closely. They also attach a camera to each contestant. Then the filming begins. Dale assigns them a strange task: to search for food in the forest. He splits the 6 contestants into different teams. After explaining all the rules, the show officially starts. Through the fixed camera footage in the RV, we see Neil using the bathroom. Suddenly, the three-finger mutant sneaks up behind him and slits his throat, killing him instantly. After that, we see Dale in the forest setting up the game area. When Dale returns to his vehicle, he finds one of the tires punctured by an arrow. Right then, someone starts shooting arrows at him. He dodges and hides behind a tree. In front of him, the three-finger mutant throws an axe at him. Dale narrowly avoids it and pulls out a knife, throwing it at the mutant. The knife hits the mutant in the chest, but it has no effect. The mutant licks the blood off his own knife. Then, another mutant suddenly appears and knocks Dale unconscious by hitting him from behind. Meanwhile, Michelle is filming Team A. Wanting to make his channel go viral, he plans to show the world more than just survival footage. But Jake objects, saying, "My family will be watching too." After saying that, he walks away. Elena, however, didn't want to miss this opportunity. She wanted to stand out on the show. So, she flirts with Michelle. Elena and Mara are then assigned a task that requires them to go near the river. They run toward it quickly, and Mara steps forward to complete the challenge. And she completes the task in a split second. But when she looks at Michelle and Elena, she feels disheartened, because everything she was doing was for Michelle. She's deeply saddened, and Elena notices her expression. Meanwhile, Amber and Jonesy spot a BBQ grill and assume it's their task. Using a cloth, they lift it and carry it away. Mara wants to leave the area, so she walks toward a house. She enters, hoping to find a telephone. Inside the house, they come across photos of 4 deformed people: the father, pa, mother, sister, and brother. They were extremely dangerous mutants. As they're looking at these photos, someone suddenly enters, screaming. They peek discreetly and spot the mother and sister. The mother is in labor, writhing in pain. The sister lays her on a table and helps deliver the baby. The newborn is terrifying in appearance. As Elena and Mara watch in horror, the sister suddenly notices them. Just as she's about to pounce, they quickly slam the door shut and push a bed against it to block her. Outside, the sister starts banging aggressively on the door. All the windows are tightly locked. They're terrified, with no clear way to escape. They don't know what to do. So they decide to crawl out through a hole in the bathroom. They run for their lives. But Pa spots them and throws an axe, hitting Mara directly in the head. Elena doesn't stop to help. She runs away. Pa comes over, pulls the axe out of Mara's head and chases after Elena. Elena hides, trying desperately to survive. Meanwhile, Ma arrives in a truck to pick up Pa, and Mara's body is tied to the back of the truck. Chewing on her finger, she spits it out. The finger lands right next to Elena. Nina tries to stay quiet by covering her mouth with her hand. As the cannibals leave, Elena takes the chance to escape. Michelle heads back to the RV, leaving the area. Elena is left behind, all alone. Her brother has been watching her for a while, and right then, the sister shows up too. Seeing her, the sister gets jealous and starts beating her brother. As Elena runs, the sister chases after her with a knife. She stabs her multiple times in the back. She stabs her so violently that her spine becomes visible. Elena dies on the spot. When Dale regains consciousness, he finds himself hanging upside down. In front of him is Three Finger, preparing dinner while cutting up Neil. At that moment, Pa and Ma arrive in a truck. They drop Mara's body there and leave. Three Finger is about to kill Dale, but Dale manages to break free, injuring him. Dale, a brave soldier, faces Three Finger with courage. In the end, he grabs Three Finger's gun and shoots him. Back in the RV, Michelle is checking all the cameras. Suddenly, the RV starts driving on its own. Michelle assumes Neil is driving it, but it's actually Pa and Ma at the wheel. They capture Michelle, and Pa beats him badly, leaving him severely injured. Meanwhile, Amber, Jonesy, and Jake are enjoying a BBQ. Elena arrives there, visibly shaken and terrified. She tells them everything and warns that they shouldn't stay there even for a minute. Jonesy assumes it's just part of the show and thinks she's acting. Suddenly, Amber notices Kimberly's tattoo on the meat they're eating at the BBQ. They're actually eating Kimberly's leg and are fully aware of it. Even after seeing this, the others don't stop. They leave the place. When they reach the RV, they find nothing there, so they decide to head toward the paper mill to save themselves. Meanwhile, Dale searches the house where he encounters Maynard, the gas station owner from earlier in the movie. Inside, Dale is stitching up his wounds. Maynard tells him about the mutants, explaining that they are a result of inbreeding and chemical waste from the paper mill. When Maynard realizes Dale killed Three Finger, he attacks him, revealing that Three Finger was his son. Dale grabs a stick of dynamite nearby and shoves it at Maynard. It explodes, blowing Maynard into pieces. Afterward, Dale gears up for a fight with the mutants, gathering all the equipment he can find. The remaining four start searching for the mill. Suddenly, they hear screaming from the forest. It's a brother and sister chasing them. Nina uses the chaos to run toward the van and escapes, leaving the others behind. The remaining three fight off the attackers and manage to escape. While running, Nina falls into a pit. She tries to climb out but gets trapped. Nina had always looked out for herself, abandoning everyone else. Still, Jake decides to go back and find her. He tells Amber and Jonesy to head to the mill and says he'll meet them there. Then he runs off to rescue Nina after hearing her scream. He finds and saves her, but dislocates his shoulder in the process. Suddenly, they hear a truck approaching and start running again until they reach the very edge of a cliff. There's a river down below. The sister soon arrives there, firing at them. With no other way to escape, they jump into the river. Amber and Jonesy are running, but Jonesy gets caught in a trap. While trying to save him, Amber also gets trapped. At the same time, Pa and Ma show up. Pa takes aim at them, but gives his son the opportunity instead. The brother kills Pa with his first strike. Meanwhile, Nina and Jake struggle to reach the mill. There, they discover the skeleton of a little girl inside a cupboard, and Nina is terrified when she sees it. She imagines the little girl had hidden there from the mutants and died while waiting. Shaken, Nina starts to leave, but Jake stops her. He tells her that Jonesy and Amber will be arriving soon, and they should wait for them. They notice several vehicles belonging to other victims. Their RV is also there, and Michael's screams can still be heard from inside. They rush forward to save him. When Jake enters the RV, he sees a live video of Michael, and then Ma brutally kills him. That's when Jake realizes it was all a trap. But it's too late. Both Nina and Jake are captured. When Nina regains consciousness, she finds herself tied up in front of a dining table, while Jake is hanging nearby. It's dinner time for the Twisted family, and they say a prayer before eating. The brother forcefully shoves food into Nina's mouth. We learn that the factory is actually their home. Ma tosses a severed body part into a grinding machine, unaware that Dale is secretly watching her. When Dale steps outside, the noise he makes alerts the others, and they begin searching for him. Dale blows up the brother and sister using dynamite, trapping them. Nina tries to free herself from inside, and soon Dale arrives and helps set her free. After that, he also unties Jake. Around the same time, Ma and Pa show up. They become furious when they see their children being separated. Pa fires multiple arrows at Dale, but Dale is a strong, muscular man. Then Ma throws a sharp tool that wraps around Dale's neck and slices it open. Blood pours out, and he dies on the spot. Nina manages to escape from the mill after a tough struggle, but Jake accidentally enters the room with the grinding machine. Ma and Pa follow him in and try everything to push him into the machine. Nina hears Jake's screams and rushes in to help. She bites Pa's neck and tears off a piece of his skin. While Jack beats Pa, he tries to push him into the grinder, but in the process, Jake loses one of his hands. Ma quickly pulls Pa away from the grinder. At that moment, Nina pulls a lever and a moving log smashes into Ma and Pa, sending them flying into the grinder. As a result, they are shredded into tiny pieces. Nina and Jake get into their car and drive away. In the final scene, it's revealed that Three Finger is still alive. He serves Mara's finger as a meal to a deformed child. And with that, the movie ends here. Let me know your thoughts and also subscribe to this channel for the next part.